Hey guys, this is Robert again, and welcome to another episode of Slow Life Trading. And it seems like more and more I'm getting away from videos that talk about trading because you guys love the videos about the slow life here in Merida, it seems like. But today we're going to talk about trading. And what I want to tell you is, sometimes the market is hard to understand, okay? For instance, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is up 742 points today, okay? And the S&P is only up 35.98 points. And the NASDAQ is up 36.77 points. How in the world can that happen? Let me explain it to you. There's something that they call the breadth of the market, okay? And so the breadth of the market today was positive, which, that's easy to say. But here's what's happened when you got something like that. We've been getting these days where the market's been up and the market's been up and up and up and up and up. Well, for the most part, those up days has been carried by a lot of the big tech companies. They've been really up high, and it's been carrying the market when all the other stocks have not really been up that much or even been down. You hear me talk a lot of the times about how the S&P 500 is not equally weighted. Well, what I mean by that is that the big stocks, the big tech companies, they may be, it's 500 companies in the S&P 500. All of them don't carry the same percentage. For instance, the S&P, the big seven, they may carry up to like 3 or 4% each, okay? Where some companies carry like 0.3%, okay? So those 0.3s could have been down a little bit, but the ones that were like 0.3, that was like 3%, could have been up, and they will overcompensate for the stocks that have been down. So the breadth of the market today was very positive. And what that means is that when you see the Dow up 742 points and the NASDAQ only up 36 points, what that means is that your big heavy hitters, your Microsoft, and I haven't looked at these different stocks, you can go and check, but your Microsoft, your Amazon, your Apple, your Facebook, your Meta, Facebook, Meta, same thing, Tesla, Nvidia, Netflix, all these companies must not have been up that much or maybe even down. And the other companies that are in the 500, S&P 500, which may only, count for like 0.3 or 0.2 or sometimes 0.5%. All those companies must have been up today, okay? And what that means when they say the breadth of the market, that means most of the companies in the S&P 500 were positive. It was a positive day for the mass majority of the companies in the S&P 500. We have had plenty of days when the mass majority of the companies in the S&P 500 may not have been up, but we still had big up days. Well, today, the mass majority of the companies in the S&P 500 was probably positive, okay? But the big heavy hitters may have been down. They also call that a rotation. People are rotating out of the tech heavy companies and they going into the other companies. In other words, they're profit taken out of the big boys. They have been up, and up. They seem like they would never go down. And they're taking that money and putting it into these other companies that may not have been up so much. And that has caused the Dow and the other companies that are in the Russell 2000 and all that kind of stuff to go up, okay? So even though the NASDAQ, which is a very tech-heavy index, was only up 36 points, the Dow Jones Industrial Average was up 742 points, okay? So when you see something like that happening, what you know is that it was a broad bull market day today, okay? And it was a lot of rotating going on out of the big money company, the big tech companies. It was money taken out of those and put into these companies that probably has been beat up and been down a lot, okay? Because they see more upside potential in some of those companies than they do in the big companies right now. And that is called a broad rally. We had a broad rally today, stock market rally, which means most of the companies in the S&P 500, over 50% of them, were positive today. This would be another good day for what you call the, let me see, what do I call it? The RSP, which is the equally weighted S&P 500, okay? Because in the RSP, all the companies carry the same amount of weight. In the SPY and the S&P 500, they all don't carry the same amount of weight, okay? But the cool thing about this is when you see something like this, now it didn't happen today because the free money trade didn't fill today. But when you see something like this, it's really nice because if you would have gotten a fill on your free money trade, even though the Dow was up 742 points, you still would have had a winner on your free money trade because it was only up, just say 36 points, 35.98, okay? And the numbers that I was calculating today, I had like 82 point something points away from the previous day's close. So, you know, it never would have got there, okay? It didn't get close to getting there. So anyway, just want to tell you guys about the breadth of the market and a broad rally. That's why you see the Dow Jones up so much, but the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ only up just a little bit, okay? It was a lot of profit taken in the big tech companies, but they didn't just take the profit and put it in their pockets. They took the profit and rotated it to some of the stocks that wasn't up quite as much, okay? It's called a rotation of the stocks. Rotating out of the big companies into the other companies that haven't been beat up, that's been beat up a little bit. And you'll also notice that the Russell was up 76.65 points, okay? That's big for the Russell 2000. And the Russell 2000 is like some smaller companies. They not the $1 trillion and the hundreds of $1 billion companies. They may be worth 1 and 2 billion a piece in the Russell 2000. Well, people starting to put money in some of those companies, okay? Because they haven't been really participating in this market rally that we've been getting for the year. And so today you got a chance to see some of those companies. And even the last couple of days, you saw some of those smaller tech companies, or smaller, not tech necessarily, but smaller companies participating in the rally of the stock market. You notice that by looking at the Russell 2000. Anyway, guys, just a little education here with the stock market, different little inside lingos like, you know, the breadth of the market, market rotation, or a broad rally, all those kind of little things, okay? Just another little educational deal with the stock market to kind of show you or educate you on some of the inside lingo of the stock market. Anyway, guys, just another little something to know. Hey, hope you like this video. If you do, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't. And until the next time, guys, as I always say, Peace out and keep it slow.